Hi, and welcome to Info. In today's episode, we're gonna talk about solar cells.
A solar panel turns the sun's light into electricity. We see electricity at school every day. For instance, when you turn on a lamp. Electrons move through the cord and light up the bulb. That flow of electrons is called electricity.
So how does a solar cell work? Let's find out.
One solar panel is made up of many small solar cells. Each of these cells use light to make electrons move. The cell is made up of two different layers that are stuck together. The first layer is loaded with electrons and are called the N-type. This side has negative charges. The second layer has positive charges which are called holes, since they are places where negative electrons are missing. When the light hits an electron in the first layer, the electron jumps to the second layer. That electron makes another electron move, and so on. It was the sunlight that started the flow of electrons. So when the sun stops shining, the electron stops moving and the solar cell doesn't generate electricity to a house anymore. We can take a battery as an example. A battery has one negative and one positive charged side. When you connect these two sides, the electron starts to move and make electricity. But as fast we take away the connection between the two sides, the battery stops to generate electricity. As the same does solar cells. When the sun is shining, the two sides are connected and the electrons can move. But when the sun stops shining, the connection breaks and the solar cells no longer generate electricity. This means that we only can use solar cells when the sun is shining. But even in cloudy days, some sunlight can shine through and the solar cell can produce electricity, but not as much as it does in sunny days.
There are many advantages for solar cells. For example, the solar cells produce electricity in both cloudy and clear weather, aka both in summer and in winter. It does not produce as much electricity in the winter as it does in the summer, because in the winter, when it's snowing, the snow lays down on the solar cells and prevents the sun's light to reach the solar panel, and because of that, no electricity is produced. Solar cells does not need much entertainment. The panel's guarantee is for 25 years. Solar cells does not emit any emissions during use. Every person generates their own electricity and do not get affected by the rising electricity prices, and it increases the overall value of your house emission.
However, there are disadvantages when it comes to installing solar panels on your house. First of all, it costs a lot to install them. If you want to install, for example, 32 square meters solar cells, it will cost around $10,000. You also need to buy an inverter. Since the solar cells produce electricity at most in the summer, which happens to be the time of the year when we need the electricity at least, it won't be as effective in the winter. Solar cells also have a low efficiency, which is about 15%. However, it has developed solar cells with higher efficiency, which is around 45%, but it hasn't reached the market yet. You also need to make sure that you don't produce too much electricity unless you want to sell it, and there is no point in selling electricity because right now you won't get a good price on it.